technical and they like to take care of that themselves and then bring it to us, and we have a lot of different options as far as screens go. As you can see here, we've got a flat screen on a vertical truss. We also have a version of it that's a traditional projector and screen, actually several different sizes of that, depending on the scale and size of your wedding reception in the room. So those are all things that can happen during the dinner time itself. Towards the end of dinner, we would then, typically, if you have a father that will be there and as a bride, and you will be dancing with him, we will then go into the father-daughter dance. So we actually have some samples. We're going to play a couple of father-daughter dance samples here. We're just going to play the first maybe 20 seconds of each one, so you get some idea of how a father-daughter dance might look. The first one we're going to do is probably the most long-standing father-daughter dance, the most traditional. It's maybe not done as often today, but still from time to time we hear this song in various versions. So Miguel, can you go ahead and play a little sample of that? So if your dad's real nostalgic.
You're the end of the rainbow, my heart of gold. You're daddy's little girl that you have.
So as you can tell, that's a more, older, more nostalgic, more classic version of a father-daughter dance. The next one we're going to do is a country version. This is a little more contemporary. It's probably one of the more popular songs for father-daughter dances right now from Tim McGraw. This is called My Little Girl from Tim McGraw.
Gotta hold on easy as I let you go. Gonna tell you how much I love you, though you think you already know. I remember I thought you looked like an angel wrapped in pink, so soft and warm. You've had me wrapped around your finger since the day you were born.
So of course there's a lot of sentimentality with typically with your father-daughter dance.
I see them blue for me and you, and I think to myself,
Now the reason that this mother groom dance is because it's only about 2 minutes long. So if grooms are not quite eager to be in the spotlight for very long, this is a really good selection for them. Louis Armstrong's What a Wonderful World. More recently, a version of that song that's actually been intertwined with another song and been featured in a variety of movies. We're going to play a sample of that right now. This is Somewhere Over the Rainbow, interlaced with What a Wonderful World. So how many of you are familiar with this? Have you heard this before, either through movies or seen it at friends' receptions? It's a great version. It's very light, especially if you've got a more light, contemporary feel to your wedding reception. We recommend it a lot. Alright, now we're actually going to turn the microphone over to Justin now to imagine that we're going to have you do a little bit of math. This isn't going to be too hard, but take a look for a moment at how long you've been with your fiancé. So if it's 1 year, 5 years, whatever it is, I'd like you to take that number and multiply it by 10. And imagine you've now been married to that person for that length of time. So if it's 1.5 years, you've now been married for 15 years. For the purpose of this next part, and we're going to need everybody's participation on this. But if you can do that math, I'm going to turn the microphone over to Justin and explain to you. And we've just finished the father-daughter dance, we've just finished the mother-groom dance, and this is typically how. Oh, by the way, it used to be 15 or 20 years ago that people would do a bridal party dance, a bridesmaids and groomsmen dance. That is done less than 5% of the time today. You're certainly welcome to do that if that's a good expression of you and your relationship with your bridal party. If most of your bridesmaids and groomsmen know each other, then absolutely, we encourage that. But generally speaking these days, it's sort of fallen out of vogue to do a bridal party dance. So usually after the mother-groom dance, we would do an anniversary count-out.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Justin, and so at this time, we're going to look for the longest married couple in the room. Now, those of you that are pretending with us today, we're going to start with, if you've been married for longer than, let's say, 40 years. 40 years. Who's been married longer than 40 years? 40 years over here? And, well, of course, over there. Over here as well. You've known your, well, he's not here. He's not here. You've been married longer than 40 years, hypothetically speaking. And how long is it? 80 years of marriage, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Let's give them a big round of applause. Let's give Heather and Peter a big round of applause. We would like you to actually, at this point, share a dance together for us in the honor of our bride and groom tonight, because you guys are like the example for them to follow in their future. So if we can open up our dance floor for the first time and have you guys share a dance with us after the... I'm so glad you guys are still light on your feet looking at me after 80 years of marriage. 80 years of marriage, ladies and gentlemen, and let's give them a big round of applause. And if anybody else has been married for 20 years or more, please join us on the dance floor. If you have been married for 20 years or longer.
Where's the bubbles? I don't see them. Where? Oh, I can hardly see the bubbles.
All right, let's have a big round of applause. Stay right where you are. Stay where you are. For those of you that are sitting down, you want to come up here. Everybody face the DJ booth. I have Heather and Peter up here once again, are married 80 years. Why don't you stand over here on this side of me? We're going to have a little fun with these guys. These guys are going to teach you guys some new dance moves. How many of you guys want to learn some new dance moves from these guys? How many of you guys want to learn some new dance moves from these guys?
Yeah.
I want to tell you what. If you want to learn some new dance moves, get out of your seats. Come on up and join us on the dance floor. Be a part of this. Let's have some fun. Thank you. Those of you that are standing here on the dance floor, I want you to turn around and I want you to get as many people on, one person each. Bring another person. I don't care if you know them or not. Go and drag another person onto the dance floor right now. This is going to be a lot of fun, and we're going to have a lot of fun. And Heather and Peter want you to be a part of this right now. Go get John. One person each. All right, great. We have a lot of people up here now. Outstanding. Heather and Peter, I got Heather and Peter up here. I want everybody to face the DJ booth. We're going to have some fun. Let's get some music started. You guys follow along with what Heather and Peter do, and Heather and Peter, you guys are going to follow along with what I do, all right? All right, so here we go. Let's get some clapping going. We're going to do it again. And then one more. We're going to do a thing we call hand rolls. Alright, let's slide this direction like this. And then clap, and then back the other way. And then clap one more time. And then John Travolta moves. The other one. Show me those John Travolta moves. One more. And then the other way. Let's go back to those good old hand rolls. Let's funky down like this. And then back up. And one more time. Get really funky with it this time. Let's do the funky connection. And those hand rolls. Alright, this is a big moment. We're going to do some turns in that direction and back. Then the other way. Then clap and turn again. Then back the other way. Then 4 steps back. 4 steps forward. And then roll. Then clap it up. Give these guys a big round of applause. Give yourselves a big round of applause. That's an example of how we can get people up and moving. Let's have some fun. Let's dance right now.
You had asked for ahead of time on your online planner, as well as we would have taken guest requests during the dinner time, and we would be playing those requests usually for about half an hour. At about the 30-minute mark into the open dance